one thing to change the world, what would you do? In the summer of 2014, I was given a chance to change the world. Although at that time I didn't know I was going to change the world, because what I did was very, very small. So small that I didn't even know. What happened was, the small thing I did didn't let me forget it. In fact, it took me on a journey to the land of happiness, the kingdom of Bhutan, where some of the poorest people became my family. So what small thing did I do? Can you guess? I took a photo. This photo. This photo changed the world. 有没有搞错啊? Right? Well, let me share with you the story. So I said I went to Bhutan in 2014 in June. I met up with a village housewife, and she can make beautiful things with her hands. So I thought, why not help her start up a small business? And what I did was, I offered to buy her a sewing machine. But she didn't want my money. She didn't want free money nor charity. So I thought, why not this? Why not you make me some scarves and I'll help you sell? And she said yes. So a couple of days later, she brought these 8 scarves to my hotel room, and I did something all of you can do. I took up my smartphone, took a photo of these 8 scarves, and put it on my WeChat and Facebook. You can do that? Of course. And then what happened was, in the same day, we sold over 40 scarves. 2 weeks, we sold 100 scarves. And in less than 16 weeks, we sold 1,000 scarves. 1,000 scarves. And suddenly, I had the whole village busily making scarves for us. And that's when my friends from my world, you know the world we come from, bigger, better, faster, they came over, said, hey, Queen, what you have here is a great business with great potentials. Do you have a 5-year plan to make this bigger? And then another friend, a girlfriend, she came over and said, hey, darling, you know, scarves, you got to sell earrings, bangles, and necklaces with it so you can make profits faster. Very tempting. And many, many more friends came to give me many more advices how to do this bigger, better, faster. But by then, I have learned the beauty of doing things small, simple, and slowly. In fact, I like it so much that I went to all my friends and said to their bigger, better, faster ideas, no, no, no. And I even came up with a very small mission statement to guide myself. I came up with this. Spread happiness from Bhutan to the world. Again, you say, this is not small. Well, here we are. Spread happiness from Bhutan to the world, one scarf at a time. All I have to do is focus on that one scarf. And that's when I start to notice, not all the scarves are same size. And I specified them to be all 30 centimeters. But when I received them, they were 28, 29, 31, 32, well, sometimes 30. And that's also when I found out that when the women are measuring, they measure using their hands and with bamboo stick. With bamboo sticks. That's when I got the next small idea, which is I went to Taobao, Alibaba, I bought 50 measure tapes, carried them all the way to Bhutan, and I went from house to house to house, just do one small thing. And that is to teach them how to measure 30 centimeters. No more, no less. In fact, they're so fascinated that I have this idea about precision and details that I gave them the courage to also ask me in return small questions. Questions like how to wash the scarf, how to iron the scarf. And because of all these small questions, our quality improved tremendously over a short time. Today, our scarf is the finest quality. In fact, my Bhutanese friends will ask me, are you sure this is made in Bhutan? Absolutely. So with this small thing done, I was thinking, what else should I do for these ladies? What small thing? And then I thought, how about bringing them closer to the customers? Because remember, these women are from small villages, they're not in connection with our world. And I thought, how do I do this more? The idea came one day when I was in my study, 3 o'clock in the morning, packing scarf. And I thought, hey, when the scarves are packed, this is when the customer gets in touch with it. And with that small idea, I armed myself with a lot of brochures and packing materials. And as you guessed it, I went from house to house to house to teach them how to pack. We start with theory. And then we went on to me showing them how to fold the scarves. And of course, finally, they have to try it themselves. In fact, again, they were telling me these days, they're so fascinated with the way I have attention to folding. They say it's so fascinating and frightening to see this, because I will be telling them which way to put up the scarf so that when a customer opens the package, they see the most beautiful colors before them. What I want to say now is, you can see it's just very, very small steps. And I thought, well, maybe they're now ready for my role. I want to connect them to my world. And the first time I did that was I went to this small village. It took me 2 days with 2 drivers to drive to meet them. It's in Ravi. And when I showed them my world on the computer, look at them. They almost were all inside the computer into my world. Huh? And also their children, they are so transfixed every time I show them something. What's happening here is I'm showing them the retail outlets that is holding our scarves. We have 5-star hotels, boutiques, and elite clubs. We have Radiant, we have Shopify. It's such a world of difference to them. In fact, they are always so joyful to see their handmade things they make quietly at home, has become this beautiful item for sale. On the right here, on the left here, you see the lady in red. Her name is Pashilama. She said to me, I have never traveled to any of these countries that our scarves are in. UK, US, Germany, China, Hong Kong. But when I see my scarves still there, I feel a part of me has traveled there. I feel so proud of myself. I mean, can you imagine? I just took one photo and her life is changed forever. Her world is changed forever. Can you imagine? What if I didn't take that photo? Well, in case you're thinking I'm only good at small timers, I can also do some big things. What I'm about to show you is something big that I did, but in a small way. Here you see we have a world map. We also have 1 cucumber, some chilies, and lots of onions. Can you guess what I was trying to do? We have presents outside. What I was trying to do here is we were running a workshop to teach them foreign currency concepts and international pricing. Say that again? Well, when we did this is because they are business women in an international market. They must learn foreign currency. $1 is equivalent to 65 Motrom, the local Bhutanese money. Conveniently, 1 cucumber is equivalent to the cost of 65 chilies. Easy to understand? Yeah. In fact, our workshop was so successful that for lunch, we ate all our training material that you can see there. By now, I have spent a lot of time with their families, with their children. And I really want to do something small for their children. that's when I had another idea. And then I went from friend to friend to friend to ask this one small question. Do you have a camera? An old camera lying at home doing nothing? Can you please give it to me? Because I want to go to Bhutan and teach these children from my weaving families how to take photos. Remember how the photos started this entire social enterprise? So that's how I collected an armful of cameras, and I went to Bhutan to teach the first photography for children. In November 2015, we gathered 20 children, and we gave them the first class. We may not have a lot of camera, but we definitely have the best classroom on earth. And along the way, some of them has become really good. Even if their photos are not very nice, at least their style is very good. And in fact, a couple of them has become so good at photography. Their ages from 14 to 17 here. They have become my official photographers and my teaching assistants every time we hold a new workshop. Today, we have taught almost 100 children how to take photos. And I want to take a moment to show you their photos. In fact, I just came back from Bhutan 2 weeks ago. I was there to teach 30 very young children from a very small village in central Bhutan. Most of them have never seen a camera before, let alone take any photos. So this is one of the photos that they took. This is a technique we teach, it's called framing. I was looking at this photo, like, oh, not too bad. But it was, I see this, how he took the photo. So this young monk, somehow he found this piece of rock, stick his camera through and took this framing photo. And I realized, when we give them new eyes, they can see new possibilities, new perspectives, and therefore get new opportunities. And of all the photos taken this time, this trip, this is my favorite. I'm going to show you. It's taken by a boy who's 17-year-old. He's called Sonam Chodor. He is studying in Samcholing High School. I just love this photo. Because it encapsulates everything about what we did. It's when we open a very small window into their lives. They can go forth and capture this world of beauty, color, and opportunity. Amazing, isn't it? So I started by asking you one question. I'm going to ask you again. If there is one small thing you can do with great love, what would it be? Do something. Never mind you have no idea. I'd like you to practice right now. I have a scarf. You have your, I can see a lot of mobile phones. You can take your first photo and change the world. At least my work. Come, I'm posing. So thank you very much.